Good morning, this is Bob Foster on Monday the 21st of March. I'd like to give a traffic monsoon. I'd like to give a bit of background about the organisation, situation with regard to PayPal, how I've performed this week, how to buy an ad pack, how to surf 10 ads, and finally cash links. And if you'd like any further information, my name's Bob Foster and my email address is bobfm12381@gmail.com. So let's start with the background and the situation with regard to PayPal. And I hope you don't mind, I'll be using a spreadsheet to cover some of this. So, background. I joined Traffic Monsoon on the 1st of May of last year. And Traffic Monsoon is a traffic exchange. And by that I mean you buy traffic and get it sent to your website. And or you can buy something called an ad pack. An ad pack with sharing. And this is the one that really interested me because it's a package. And in that package you get 20 pay-per-click banner credits, 1,000 traffic exchange credits, and 1 revenue share, which gives you a share of the revenue, which will give you a profit of 10% in approximately 50 to 55 days. So in other words, your $50 purchase price becomes worth $55 at some point in the future, typically about 50 to 55 days. But there's no guarantee of that, obviously. And all you have to do is to click 10 ads per day, which will take you about 5 or 6 minutes. So that's the background about Traffic Monsoon. PayPal. PayPal were one of our payment processors ever since starting, and we had thoroughly good relationships with them. However, in the middle of January, PayPal determined that we were growing far too quickly for their comfort, and so they determined to freeze our account. We had $62 million inside that Traffic Monsoon account in PayPal. They've frozen all of that, and they've frozen it for 180 days on the basis that anybody could reclaim any costs up to 180 days. So as a consequence of all of that, there are therefore 2 types of ad pack. One is post 11th of February, which is normal, and the other one is pre 11th of February, which we'll discuss in a minute. So my suggestion would be open an account with either Payza and or STP. They're good processors. So that's briefly the background and PayPal. So let's now come on to performance. This spreadsheet covers columns F and G are the total number of packs that I've bought. So I bought 46 packs at $50 each is $2,300. The green columns are the number of packs that I've acquired through earnings as time has gone on. So in other words, I've acquired them without having to use my own cash. And that's a grand total of 2,132 total. Of those, 1,222 have expired, having earned their $5 return on each $50 purchase price, leaving me with 910 active packs. And those active packs, 60 are truly active in the sense of their being post 11th of February and post PayPal. The remaining 850 are currently frozen inside PayPal by PayPal. My cash balance, similarly, I've got an active cash balance which is $16 and a frozen cash balance which is $58. I've earned just over $18,000 in commission, and the grand total earnings from sharing has been just over $90,000, plus the commission is $108,000, and I've withdrawn $4,250. So in other words, I've got all of my $2,300 back, plus a further broad $2,000 odd dollars. And in the last week, I've earned myself $550, which have all come out of those active ad packs, and that's amazing. That and a combination of commission. So even given these restrictions here, I've still been able to earn $550 this week, which is fantastic. So my plan, I've covered Traffic Monsoon, Bank and PayPal. Plan, 31st of July, have 1,000 ad packs, which would allow me to withdraw wages of $100 a day, i.e. $700 a week, which is just short of £500 per week. 26,000 a year. So that's my plan, and it's very, very realistic. And also have a holiday for £2,000 in August. Disclaimer, your performance will be determined by your own particular strategy and your own particular effort, and this in no way constitutes investment advice because Traffic Monsoon is a company that trades internet traffic. It is not an investment company. So if you do decide to join, please ensure that you only use funds that you can afford to lose. So what we've covered so far is the background to Traffic Monsoon, situation and performance. And I like to go into my back office and look at buying an ad pack, surfing 10 ads and cash links. So let's get to my back office. So this is my back office. This is me. So just as mentioned, I've got $16 active, $58 passive, and I've got 60 active packs and 850 that are currently frozen and awaiting resolution with PayPal. So let's see how easy it is to buy an ad pack. So if I wanted to buy an ad pack, go up here, buy ad packs with sharing. You need a banner against which to actually buy it. So I've got some of these banners here. So I'll buy one for this one. Now I can either use my processor, or if I had more than $50, I would use the balance from my account. Unfortunately, I don't have, but let's just assume I did actually have $50 in there. So you click the number that I wanted, preview, and that brings you off a preview, and it tells you if you're using a processor whether there's any charge, and you click pay now, and that would get you an additional active pack. So that's how easy it is to actually buy an ad pack. Surfing, I mentioned that all you needed to do was to visit 10 ads per day, and in the middle of this part of your home page you have a summary about the surfing. So I've done it earlier this morning, so I'm covered in terms of clicking my 10 ads until the 22nd of March at 5:21 AM. So let me just show you how easy it is to do. So you click Start Surfing, and what comes up is a box which goes from 20 seconds down to 0, and once it's got to 0, 5 images come up just above the box, and 2 of those images are the same. And all you need to do is to click on one or other of those 2 images, and it will bring you up the option of going to the next site. And as you can see here, I've clicked 0 ads so far today. So there are the 5 images. That one and that one are the same, so I'll click that one. Now it brings me to the next site, back to account or buy credits. Go next site. You notice that that has now changed to a 1. So again, the timer, that's a shame. So unfortunately you can hear this in the past. So there are the 5 images. Click one or other, and either go to the next site or back to account. So I think hopefully you'll see there, sorry about the voice over there, but I think you'll see there that it really is a very simple process. So that's the second thing in terms of how to surf 10 ads. It takes me about 5 or 6 minutes a day. I happen to do it twice a day just to give me some additional cover. So the third area I mentioned was something called cash links. And you click on here just to go to cash links, and what these are, each of these boxes represent a member paying you to watch their advert for a varying length of time. So in the case of this one, it's showing to watch that particular ad it would be 2 cents. To watch this particular ad, you'd earn yourself 1/10 of a cent. Same there, etc. And to watch this ad it would be 1 cent. So somebody's paying you to actually watch their ad. So let's click on this one, for example. And what comes up in a second is again a timer that counts down from 29 seconds down to 0. And this time, instead of having 5 images, it's actually got a Turing number that you'd need to type in there once it's finally actually reached that point. These are completely free. You don't need to buy anything at all. As mentioned, they are members actually paying you to watch their adverts. That's great, isn't it? So, and obviously if you're interested in the advert, you open it up and take it from there. So it's almost finished. So it's gone down there. So it's asking me to type in 4302, click credit. And my account has now been credited by 1 additional cent for no cost, no risk to me whatsoever. So, just in summary, let's go back to the summary. What we've seen is traffic Monsoon, background situation with PayPal. We've looked at the performance this week, seen how easy it is to buy a pack, to surf 10 ads, and to do the cash links. So if you'd like any additional information, my name's Bob Foster, and my email address is bobfm12381@gmail.com. Many thanks for watching and listening.